Revisions on Junior Form topic. Unit 8. Error and Estimations. In S2, you have already learned how to do the estimations by consider the significant figures and decimal places. Remember, after you round off the number, then we have some error because that number is not the exact values. So this topic is related to estimation and error. First questions. Do you remember what is the measurable significant figures? For example, if I want to round off this number to 3 significant figure, which figure is the first significant figures? This one or this one? Remember how can we count the significant figures is the first non-zero number. So in this case, this number is the first significant figures. This one is second. This one is third. If this one is 0, although this is 0, this is the fourth one because we start to count, then this one will be the fourth significant figures. So let's see which one is correct. If you want to correct to 6 decimal places, I will consider this number. We have 5 only, so I'm sure that A is not the answer. How about C? In this answer, I can only find 4 significant figures here, but this is 6 significant figures, so incorrect. You can make good use of the same use the same technique. For example, 2, 4, 6. Good. This is 6 decimal place. Let's check if we correct to 6 decimal places. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer will be 0.002346. But this one is 5. So this one is incorrect. Let's check the last one. Can you see there are 6 significant figures? So I know if we consider 6, and then we need to add 1 because this one is larger than 4, so that we need to add 1 for 7. So the answer is B. One more reminder, you need to distinguish what is the meaning about round off. We have round up and round down. Let's consider this example. If we want to round off to 4 significant figures, then we need to consider this number. If this number is greater than 4, then we need to add 1 for the 4th significant figures. So correct to 4 significant figures. How about round up? That means no matter these values, then we also need to add 1 here. So this is 0.002345. Correct to 4 significant figures. How about round down? Although this number is 6 greater than 4, but we need to round down. That means we do not need to add 1 for this one. So the answer is 0.00235. Correct to 4 significant figures. If we try to round down. Okay, so that means no matter up, that means no matter the values of this term is 1, 2, 3, or 4, we also need to add 1 for the 4th digit, for the 4th significant figures. Round down, that means if this number is smaller, is greater than 6, we also need to add 1 for this digit. The second thing you need to remember, what is the maximum absolute error. If we try to measure the rectangle, if the length is 12 cm and 10 cm, and all measurement is correct to the nearest cm. That means this 12 cm is not the exact values. That means maybe you put your ruler here, you find this as 11.9 cm, then correct to nearest cm, so you will write down 12 cm here. In this case, you need to remember if the actual length is x cm, because I do not know the actual length. We have a range. For example, maybe this is 11.9, maybe 11.8, maybe 11.7. You will also round off to correct to nearest cm, so your answer is 12. So what is the minimum values of x? Maybe you will remember we need to consider, because correct to nearest cm, that means if your measurement is greater than or equal to 11.5, you will correct to 12 cm. So I know the minimum value is 11.5 cm. How about the upper limit? It is 11 at 12.4 cm. If you use your ruler, if you see the measurement as this is 12.4, this is 12.5, if the length is here, that means nearly to 12 cm. You will also convert to 12 cm. So maybe this is 12.45 or 12.49 or 12.499. You also correct to 12, correct to the nearest cm. Okay, your answer is also equal to 12. So I want to tell you that what is equal to, so the upper limit is equal to 12.5 cm. Remember, you cannot write down equal here, because if this is equal to 12.5, that means if you use your ruler to measure this length, if this is equal to 12.5, what's your answer? You will write down 13 here. But remember, you cannot write down 12.4 because can be 12.45, can be 12.42, can be 12.49. We have a lot of 9 here. So this is related to the error. That means the maximum absolute error, if you measure, if the length is equal to 12, the maximum error is equal to the difference between 11.5 and 12 and 12.5 to 12. That means 0.5 is the maximum absolute error. So what is the least possible area? Okay, by using the same idea, this is 10 cm. I know that if the exact value is equal to y cm, the minimum value is equal to 9.5 cm. How about the upper limit? The upper limit is equal to 10.5 cm. Okay, so the least possible area, that means this term times this term. So the answer is 11.5 times 9.5. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, if no, I hope this video help you to remember what is the measurable significant figures, how to round off, round up, round down, and what is the measurable error. During the lesson, we'll go to do some past paper to see how can we apply this concept to tackle the questions.